Hi, friends! So recently I was feeling a bit aimless, kind of like a GPS when there's no signal. Rerouting, you know what I mean? As in, there's this sense of spaciness. So today I told myself I was going to change my course of action. I was tired of being tired and bored. Life felt stagnant and unmoving, but I just had to remind myself that success just does not happen overnight. When I'm busy and trying to get productive, it's so easy to say that there is no time to pause and relax, but that's absolutely not true. In fact, I actually find myself way more productive when I take time to pause and be outside. I think I just associate stress and being in front of a computer for 8 hours as being productive, then getting solid work done for a shorter amount of time. I'm actually realizing how much it sounds like a 9 to 5 mindset. Yikes. And so, while I decided to change my course of action, there was one habit that I embodied that changed it all for me. And that habit was going outside every day. Let me tell you why going outside is the cheapest and easiest way to help your mental health while I finish this cheesecake for a beach picnic. So I'm home right now, house sitting for my parents, and I have been going outside quite a bit, especially because I've been walking Teddy here. I generally have a habit of working until whatever it is I'm doing is done, but having Teddy here has kind of forced me to take those breaks in between to go take him on a walk and take myself on a walk, which has been really helpful. And I'll get more into why it's helpful to be outside and be out in nature, but I found myself a lot clearer and having a more easy state of mind. I also feel like I'm more present in my life rather than living in my mind all the time. So, there's this theory called attention restoration theory. It suggests that people can improve their cognition, so things like concentration or mental fatigue recovery, by spending time in nature. So, taking a break in nature can restore our attention and concentration. It's like a reset. So, being in nature is a fuel, similar to how we eat for fuel. Moving the body can generally increase oxygen and blood flow to the brain, which generally happens when you're out in nature, making it feel more invigorating and makes myself especially feel very alert. When you're sitting at a desk or doing work can feel so monotonous, so seeking this novelty can break that cycle and renew our engagement in that task that we have at hand. And so there's a number of things that happens in the brain when we take our much needed break. Starting with the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of our brain that is responsible for executive function, like decision making or problem solving or thinking on our feet. We use this part often when we work. So if we're sitting at a desk for 8 hours, then it's highly likely that it's on high overdrive, which can create mental fatigue. That's why a lot of us close our laptops feeling like a zombie. So studies have shown that spending time outside, being in the sun, or stepping onto dirt or grass can help you reset that part of the brain and recover. Part of this recovery is the activation of what is called the default mode network in our brains. And that part becomes active when we're at rest or not focused on the external world. So it provides more room for introspection or creativity. There's also a part in our brain called the amygdala, which is active when we're stressed, anxious, angry, sad. It's an emotion center, essentially. And so nature has shown us time and time again that it reduces the activation of our amygdala, which allows us to relax and be at ease. And it can in turn also increase the serotonin in our body, which is a neurotransmitter that's responsible for mood regulation, among other things. So being outside helps us manage those negative emotions more effectively so we can return to our tasks in a more balanced state of mind. Because let me tell you, burnout is not a pleasant feeling. It's like running on empty. So if we can be balanced, we can benefit in the longevity of our mental health. You can totally tell I don't believe in work hard, play hard. More like work efficiently and play all the time. So lastly, I wanted to share that being out in nature increases our alpha brainwaves, which is present when we're in a relaxed yet aware state, essentially a quiet wakefulness. And it creates a space for us to be more creative by reducing our stress levels, which ultimately is so important for our well being. So, now that I've shared what happens when you go outside and why it feels rejuvenating and it's free, it's your time to decide whether it resonates for you. Let me know.